so we are going to do multiply using partial products. And have a seat, please. We're going to do 64 times 37, which we already found out with our area model. The answer is 2,368. So our prep work, prep stands for preparation. So what we have to do to get ready is add little zeros. Remember when we did this with partial products before? Yeah. We added little zeros to our numbers that are in the tens place, right? Because this isn't really a 6. What is it?
60.
A 60? And this isn't really a 3, is it?
No, it's a 30.
30. Okay. So then it tells us, step 1, bottom tens times top tens. So what number is in the bottom tens place? Shelby? 30? 30, not 3, because it's become a 30 now, right?
Yeah.
And then the top tens? Waylon?
60.
60. So we're going to go 30 times 60. Okay? Remember in our area model, that was what we had in the first box, 30 times 60, or maybe 60 times 30, right? Okay, then we're going to multiply bottom tens, which is 30 again, times the top ones. Do you see how this arrow is pointing?
Yeah.
That's the direction you go, Sophie. Focus, please. Okay, so we're going to go 30 times 4. Then we're moving to step 3, which is the bottom ones place, which is what digit? 7 times top tens.
60.
7 times 60. And then the fourth step, bottom ones times top ones. So 7 times 4. Good, guys. 7 times 4. So now we've got 4 problems again that we are going to multiply. 30 times 60, we do the basic fact. 3 times 6 is 18 with 2 zeros behind it. 3 times 4 is 12 with 1 zero behind it, so 120. 7 times 6 is 42 with 1 zero behind it. And 7 times 4 is 28. These numbers look familiar from your math warm-up?
Yes.
1,800, 120, 420, and 28. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8.
8.
2, 4, 6. 8 plus 4.
11. 12.
12 plus 1.
13.
Put down the 3, carry the 1. 1 plus 1.
2.
2. Is that what we got earlier?
Yeah.
All right, so here's the important thing. You have to start on the bottom, okay? So you start on the bottom and you go up. So the first 2 digits that we're going to multiply together today, after we put in the little zeros, are like 30 times 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we stay with that bottom tens place number till we've multiplied it times all the numbers on top. Our only other number is 4. So then we go 30 times 4, right?
Yes.
And then we move over to this guy, the 7, and we have to multiply him by both of the numbers on top. So we start here, 7 times 60, and then 7 times 4. So it's kind of like we go up, and then over, and then over, and then up.
So it's a pattern.
It's a pattern, okay? And if you notice this too, guys, look. 30, 30, 7, 7. 64, 64. And if you always start on the bottom like I just suggested, then you will have that same pattern every time. You'll have the same number here and here, the same number here and here, and then these will alternate as the same number, okay? All right, so we are going to go ahead and write your name, number, and class code on your paper, and we'll get started. They want us to do the problem 34 times 57. And I will print this out for you guys so you can have it in your math notebook. So like in February, if I say for the math warm-up, multiply by using partial products, and grab your math notebook real quick and have the steps right there in front of you. Okay? So they want us to estimate first, what does 34 round to cash?
34 rounds to 30.
30, good. And then what does 57 round to, Julie?
57. 60.
Good girl. Okay. And now we use our basic fact of 3 times 6, which equals what?
18.
18. And how many zeros?
2.
2. So our estimate then, that you need to write on your paper, is 1,800. I'm going to make this a little darker or a little bigger. 1,800. Okay, now, so we start with an area model because the way that our brains work, having a visual first helps us to kind of process it, and now we're moving to the more abstract of solving them by doing 4 equations, okay? So it's kind of like, okay, so let me stack it up. So 34 times 57. What's the prep work that we have to do first? Shelby?
50 times 30.
Now our prep work.
Oh, add little zeros.
Add the little zeros. So here's my little 0 and here's my little 0. Okay, and make sure they're little, otherwise you're going to think this is 304, right? So we're adding those little zeros, and the reason they're little is just so we remember that that's a 30, okay?
We don't want to think it's 304.
Exactly.
Well, let's just times it wrong.
Right. So now that we have the prep work done, Owen, now we're going to get started on the 4 equations, okay? And so if you imagine that we've got a 50 right here and a 7 right here, that 50 is going to high five the 30, and then that 50 is going to high five the 4, okay? And then we move over to the 7, and the 7 is going to high five the 30, and then the 7 is going to high five the 4. So they're kind of like, you know how when you're like get with your friends, you high five everybody, but you don't high five yourself. I know you do, Landon, but most people don't. Okay, all right. So, and remember, 57 is part of one number. So we don't ever multiply the 50 times the 7, right? It's just times the top numbers. And the 7 times the top numbers. Okay, so here we go. Step 1, bottom tens times top tens. Jace, what's in the bottom tens place?
50.
And what's in the top tens place?
30.
Beautiful. 50 times 30. And then what is in the bottom tens place, Sonia?
The bottom tens place is the 50.
50. And then the top ones place?
4.
Very good, girl. 50 times 4. Okay, and then Zing, what is in, so the third equation, we do bottom ones times top tens. What's in the bottom ones place, Zing?
7.
And your top tens?
30.
Very nice. 7 times 30. You guys are so good. And then the fourth step, Julie, is the bottom ones times top ones. What's in the bottom ones place?
7.
And the top ones?
3. 30.
That's not the ones place, honey.
4.
Ones place. 7 times 4. Okay. Now that we have the 4 equations, Brenly, now we're going to start solving. Get your mask up, honey. Okay. 5 times 3 is 15 with 2 zeros behind it. 5 times 4 is 20 with 1 zero behind it, so that would be 200. 7 times 3 is 21 with 1 zero behind it, so 210. 7 times 4 is 28. Then we, of course, what Mrs. Peterson always says, we stack them and add them. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8. 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2.
3.
5 plus 2 plus 2.
9.
1 plus nothing.
1.
1,938. Is our answer reasonable?
Yes, we're above it though.
How come? How come it's reasonable? Dakota?
Because it's not too far away from our estimate.
Beautiful. Perfect. It's close to our estimate. Okay, so in this first space, I want you guys to write 1,500. And then in the next space, I want you to write 210. And then in the third space, I want you to write 200. And in the fourth blank, 28. And then when we add those all together, we get 1,938. Okay, you guys get all that?
No, not yet.
Okay, get it quick.
Done.
All right. So, that is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Don't me, Sonia, Zing, the 5 people who answered it get a dojo point?
No, because you didn't raise your hand. I just called on you. Only get a dojo point if you raise your hand. Okay, and that encourages participation, Jace. Okay, so now we're going to do 4 more problems together. All right, 12 times 12. Now, if you guys look at your multiplication table, you should know what this is already. What is 12 times 12, Landon? Oh, you're so close, but no.
142.
No, even closer. Brinley?
144.
144. Yep, Brinley, you can give yourself a point. Okay, so let's see. So we know already that 144 is going to be our answer to 12 times 12. So I'm going to write 144 up here little. Okay. Can you put your jacket on the correct way or take it off?
Do I just write that down?
Nope. Okay. What I want you to do is help me with this problem. What's the very first, so 12 times 12, actually for those watching the video, I'm going to make that in a little darker. Bless you.
Thanks.
12 times 12. Okay. Owen, what's the first thing that we do?
You times 2 times 6.
Shelby. Add the little zeros. Remember, Owen, the prep work. Okay? We have to add the little zeros. Little zero, little zero. Okay? Yep, she raised her hand. Sophie, then what do we do?
You do bottom and you do bottom, tens, and top.
Okay, so on this problem, what numbers would those be?
10 and 10.
10 times 10. Good job, girl. Give yourself a point. 10 times 10. Good work. Okay. Now, what do we do, Sonia?
You do 10 times 2.
Beautiful job. 10 times 2. Sonia, give yourself a point. Jace, what do we do next?
2 times 10.
2 times 10. Nice work. Give yourself a point. And Zing? 2 times 2. You guys are rocking and rolling. Okay, what's 10 times 10? 100. What is 10 times 2?
20.
What is 2 times 10?
20.
What is 2 times 2?
4.
You good, Sonia? Did you say 200? Okay, so remember, we talked about this, you might have heard it in the video, so 2 times 10, you can either just go 10, 20, and remember it's 20, but if you use the basic fact, it's not 2 times 10, it's 2 times 1, and then you add the 0, okay?
But I done 100 because you changed it. 0.
Only, so your basic fact is what?
1 times 2.
And what's 1 times 2 equal? If 2, right? 1 times anything is the other number. So 1 times 2 is 2, then you bring the 0 over. So not 200. Okay, so it's multiplying. So 10, 20. Or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay? So now we're going to add them. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 2 plus 2?
4.
And 1 plus nothing?
1. It was
Okay. So that's how we know we did it right. Landon, you have a question? Just go grab you one out of the bucket real quick. Okay, here we go. So this is what you need to write down on your paper. Jace, take your hood off. You know that. Woo, that looks cool. Okay, all right. Stay focused and leave your hood off. All right, here we go. Ready? 10 times 10. Oh, first, let's plug those little zeros in. Little 0, little 0. 10 times 10, 10 times 2. 2 times 10, 2 times 2. And then we get 100. Then we get 20. Then we get 20. Then we get 4. When we add those all together, we get 144. Then I would like you to circle your answer. Okay. 31 times 24. What do we do first? Colin? Add the little zeros. Give yourself a point. Add the little zeros. Good deal. Okay. Now we start going through our steps. Dakota, what's step 1? What numbers do we multiply?
30 times
20. What did he do?
He flip-flopped.
He flip-flopped him. Remember, we got to start with the bottom. So try it again, Dakota.
20
All right, I'll give it to you. 20 times 30. Get your mask on your face too, bud. 20 times 30. The reason I want you to say the bottom number first every time is so you can have the pattern. If sometimes you do the top first, sometimes you do the bottom and go flip-flop, then it's easy to get mixed up. But if you follow a strict pattern, then it will help you. Okay? So you can have a point. 20 times 30, and then Sophie?
20 times 30.
We got it.
600.
No, we're not solving yet. I want to know what we're multiplying next.
You do 20 times 1.
Yep, 20 times 1. Good job. You got it.
Then
Nope, not yet. We're doing our 4 problems first. We don't, so Sophie, when I was talking in the beginning about your brain using texting and driving, 2 different things that you should never combine, we're gonna get all 4 problems first, because that's one skill, and then solving them is a different skill. Okay, go. Zing, what's next? 4 times 30, good job. Jace, what's next?
4 times 1.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. So now we're going to start using our basic facts. Waylon, what is 2 times 3?
2 times 3 is 6.
Okay, and then how many zeros do we bring over? 2. Okay. Now I just called on you, so no point for that one, okay? All right. You got to raise your hand to get a point. Julie, what's the answer to
1 and
20 times 1?
20.
20. Good girl.
Can I go get a point?
4 times 30. Sonia?
12. And you carry the 0.
So what would that equal?
2.
Picture it. 12 with a 0 behind it. What's that equal?
120.
There you go, girl. Go give yourself a point. Good work. 120. And then 4 times 1? 4. Okay. Now we're going to
Stack them and add 'em.
stack them and add them. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4.
4.
0 plus 2 plus 2.
4.
6 plus 1.
7.
Good deal. Okay. Make sure you copy everything I wrote in blue on your paper. I'm going to write it on the CD too. Little tiny 0, little tiny 0. 20 times 30. 20 times 1. 4 times 30. 4 times 1. 600. 20. 120. 4. We add those together, we get 744. Okay. All right, it's on the TV too. I'm going to erase it on the whiteboard. Okay, 2 more problems, then you guys are going to try this on your own. 25 times 43. 25 times 43. What's the first step, everybody?
Add 0.
Good. Okay, here we go. And what are the first 2 numbers we multiply together, everybody?
40 times 20.
Good deal. 40 times 20. Then
40 times 5.
nice. Okay, then
3 times 20.
3 times 20. Then
3 times 5.
beautiful. And if you always start with the bottom, you can check after you get your 4 problems done and go same, 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 different, 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 different. Okay? All right. So, 4 times 2 is 8 with 2 zeros behind it. 4 times 5 is 20. You guys adding. 4 times 5 is 20 with 1 0. 3 times 2
6.
with 1 0. 3 times 5.
15.
All right, and now we
Stack them and add 'em.
okay, 1,075. All right, so I'm gonna put my little tiny zeros in and go 40 times 20, 40 times 5. 3 times 20, 3 times 5. I'm putting them on the TV too. So 800, 200, 60, and 15. When you add those all together, you get 1,075. Okay, last one we're doing together. 37 times 26. 37 times 26. First we'll put in our little zeros, then we'll get started with the bottom. 20 times 30. 20 times 7. 6 times 30. And 6 times 7. Do you guys see how many times I underlined each of those digits? Twice. If you want, as you're writing down the problems, if you underline what you just used, if you did it correctly when you're finished, you will have underlined everything twice. Okay? 2 times 3 is 6 with 2 zeros. 2 times 7 is 14 with 1 0. 6 times 3 is 18 with 1 0. And 6 times 7 is 42. So 962. Okay, I'm going to give you guys all a different problem to do, to try out.
On my master class?
Yep. No, on your math paper. Julie, I'm putting them on the TV if you don't want to keep getting up.
Okay.
Okay, 962. Okay, so for those of you watching the video, that is it for the lesson. Bye.
Bye, have a good night.